guys. Oh, I still got the music playing. Where's that music playing? Can you guys hear me? Hopefully we're good. Yesterday we had some, YouTube got me yesterday. So hopefully we are good. I'm hoping no audio's playing. Hopefully we good. Got my Facebook open. Good old Facebook. I think we're on YouTube today, guys. They got me yesterday. Can you guys hear me? I played yesterday we had some Jesus Christ. I had a Patty the Batty video, and that got me yesterday, guys. I see you, Danny Choppa. Let me move over. Good morning, Danny Choppa. Yeah, so I just want you guys to know that this channel started off, I was doing this, putting my techniques out there, and then I started doing, live, kind of not live breakdowns, but I would do like recorded breakdowns, and then I forget what happened, but I was like, oh, let's cover some news. Oh, I went live first, and then people were asking me to check out news and stuff, and that's kind of how it's evolved to this point. So yeah, I didn't even know this happened. I was training yesterday, and I think shout out to cousin Tony. He's like, bro, did you hear what happened? I was like, what happened? And then go on Instagram and you see all this news going on. So I don't know all. I'm learning with you guys. I haven't done any research. I saw a little bit of stuff. I was like, I'll wait for tomorrow to look at it. Again, I'm looking at it from an outside view. I'm not going to victim shame. I'm not going to blame anybody. I'm not going to lynch anybody. I'm just educating. I'm reading. I'm going to go to the actual people's pages and see what they posted, and I'm reading that. Okay. So I don't want anybody coming after me. I'm not doing anything. Hopefully I've been good. I'm just reading what these guys have been doing. So we'll get into it a little bit. So we got Craig Jones and B Team. They put out this statement, said J-Rod is no longer a part of B Team. He has stated the reasons for his removal, which we'll probably look at in a little bit. B Team is a safe training place for all, and we have a zero tolerance policy for anyone breaching that trust. So good job by Craig Jones and the B Team staff. That was some maturity. This is very mature how they're handling this, because you can let this stuff fester, and it can destroy. It can destroy a career. It can destroy a gym. It can destroy a legacy. So, God forbid this stuff happens in your academy or one of your students. So I think this was a good way to handle the pushback. Even if say things weren't the way they're perceived or anything, it's good to have that break. Let the person in question kind of clear their name. Danny says, I feel for you. I'm all right with both news and techniques. I love techniques. That's what I usually, I be trying to break down the videos, and that's kind of what I like with this channel. And we can hang out, and things can update. I might be thinking about something, and I'm like, hey, let me look it up real fast. So again, that was from Craig Jones. So that's big news, because J-Rod's one of their best athletes, right? Silver medalist at ADCC, high-level competitor, ADCC trials winner, who's #1 fighter. He's been everywhere, and he's legitimately good. He's a great fighter. So that's kind of hard. That's not the news I really like to hear. I like to hear the good news. I don't want to hear the bad news. So that kind of makes me a little sad. Stories like these pop up in our community a couple times, every now and again, something like this will pop up. So I just tell people to be careful out here, learn from these guys, and try not to do what they're doing. We had a post from BJJ Hype. Again, I'm reading, guys. I'm just reading. Don't come after me, guys. Jason Whitfield says, how weird is this for Nicky Rod? J-Rod lives with him. Yeah. That's got to be tough, because I believe, J-Rod can't train at B team anymore, so I don't know where he's gonna go. Who can accept him? Where can he train? Is he still allowed to compete? Will the organization support him? Will Flow Grappling and whoever else, still have them on their shows? I don't know. I believe Nicky Rod's still at B team, but will he have to start his own thing with his brother? Like, how will that work? So that's questions for them. I don't got the answers. So we're just gonna read this. This is from BJJHype.com. So obviously they're just gonna hype things up. I'm just gonna read it, guys. Don't attack me. It says Jacob Rodriguez, J-Rod, was banned from B Team Jiu-Jitsu after it was discovered he had a hidden photo vault on his phone containing explicit images of multiple women who train at the gym. All right, that's not good. Alongside certain lookalikes meant to mimic them. That's pretty bad. It's creepy, it's predatory, it's unacceptable. This information was not taken lightly. Craig Jones and Seth Belzil, I can't say that, believe the women, as they should, especially considering there is proof, backed them fully and made it clear that the safety and dignity of the female members matters. This is not the first time someone has been removed for inappropriate behavior, and they'll do it again without hesitation. Staff, student, or professional athlete, no matter who you are, creeps get cut, period. It is a bit surprising considering the nature of some of the Craig Jones jokes. Where's Quan at? Quan, Quan, Quan probably asleep. He loves like all the jokes, and he says they're trolling. But I was like, Quan, sometimes people can't tell the difference. Sometimes people don't know. They might do it at the wrong time. They're not Craig Jones. Craig Jones is, he's an intelligent guy. He knows how to like maneuver with the jokes and, in the communities he's in, but that's not everybody. Some people are going to falter. Unfortunately, Australians are a different breed of people too. If you're not from Australia, you can't do what the Australians are doing. You just can't do it. I'm not saying they're out there doing anything crazy, but considering the nature of some of the Craig Jones jokes and the fact that B Team gives frat house vibes, that's true. Anytime you got all the young guys together, I've seen this backfire a couple times. So this is a learning moment. Unfortunately, I feel sorry for the ladies that had to go through this. But it seems as though that's all they are, jokes. However, when it comes to real situations and harassment, there are no double standards at B Team and no tolerance for, I'm going to just say SH. Frankly, it's reassuring to see a place as visible as B Team setting a precedent that women deserve respect and safety on the mats, not just performatively, but in practice. So that's awesome to see. That's awesome to hear. We've been having, I'm not saying we had a gender war, but we had some issues with Hyperfly. They were partnering up with Playboy Bunny. And so it's really good to see how this is kind of social media now. People are going to catch you quicker, and you got to move and adapt kind of before things get too bad. So B Team letting go of J-Rod is, to me, was a don't come after me, J-Rod. It was a good decision because say they didn't do anything, they didn't say anything about it, and then one of the ladies will go to the news, they would go to BJJEE or one of the other news sources, and then it could get out of control. So that's some crisis management. I'm not victim blaming. I'm not supporting or vilifying anybody. I'm just reading. We'll get back to the story. I just thought this was kind of interesting. It's kind of out of order, guys. It's early in the morning. We got some hockey fight. So this got to be out of Russia. Shout out to the Russians out there, bro. They are doing more to promote fighting than anybody else. We got the John Wick League. We got the Combat Hockey League. The Russians are just experimenting. That's what I want to see, guys. I'm tired of the same old formats. I want to see people fighting on giraffes. You got the giraffe harnessed. I'm not trying to make light of the other situation, guys. We'll get back to the serious stuff. Danny Choppa says, as much as there can be bro talk at the gym I train at, usually most of us can read the room to know if that's appropriate or not. I never understood people's lack of awareness, especially nowadays. Well, all these jiu-jitsu guys got autism. They got no social skills. So things happen. Things that shouldn't happen. Common sense. In some of these places they don't have common sense. The instructor ain't got common sense. The students ain't got common sense. It's just a recipe for disaster. So, yeah. I'm happy. I'm not happy about the situation, but I'm happy that they're handling this appropriately, and hopefully they're getting help for the ladies in their academy. Supporting them, because we work hard to get the ladies in the gym, and then to have stories like this pop up and to have people that take advantage of them pop up, it just sets us back constantly. I know so many schools that struggle to get female athletes. We are always trying to get girls. We're trying to keep them in training, and usually they need it more than anybody, right? They need the self-defense. They need the training more so than the big, strong guys, right? I'm not sure when martial arts became about who was the biggest, strongest person. It was always about helping the weaker, smaller people defend themselves. So again, shout out to B Team for, I believe that was the right steps. I mean, that was the only steps they could take. It was either let J-Rod go and, address the issue, or not address the issue and then get blindsided. And then, that could take your business down. And that's affecting his career, So, man, this stuff's real, guys. All the jokes are funny. But, when your career is getting killed and you can't compete no more. That's rough, bro. Again, we'll get back to the J-Rod stuff. You gotta let me warm up a little bit, guys. We got Final X coming up. So Final X is for the world team. Is it for the world teams? Actually, there is a world team trials. That's coming up May 16th and 17th. Is that this weekend or next weekend? I believe it's next weekend. Next week, yeah. So there's the World Team Trials, and then Final X it's just this really big event, It's going to be in Jersey, so should be pretty amazing. Let's see. It says only 57 and 61 are the only men's freestyle weights set for the 2025 Final X. So you got Spencer Lee versus Luke Leidenhall. And Vito versus Jax Forrest. So you got like the young kids versus the the older kids, basically. 65, you got Joey McKenna versus the World Team Trial winner. You got Yanni at 70. 74, you got Mitchell Messenbrink. So that's gonna be good too. Messenbrink's good. I kind of want to see him competing on the world stage. 79, you got Evan Wick. Man, is Jordan Burroughs going to be at 79? Where's Jordan Burroughs, man? Is he still competing? 86, got Zahid Valencia. 92, you got Trent Hidlay. You got Kyle Snyder at 97 and Wyatt Hendrickson at 125. So, again, next weekend they got the World Team Trials. And then the next month they got the Final X. So, that's really cool. It's probably the biggest event in wrestling outside of World Team Trials is pretty big, but Olympic Trials is probably the biggest. And then Final X it's really great too. I know you guys don't like wrestling. I like wrestling, man. Moving on, we got Aiga. I never say that that name right. So I really don't understand the format or who runs it or anything, but you got this Williams team, and you got a lot of guys actually. You got Giancarlo, you got what's my guy from Penn State? You got Luke, you got Big Dan, you got Isaac, you got Gabriel Souza, you got Taza. So I guess there's $1 million on the line. I really don't know too much about Aiga. they don't really promote it that well, huh? So it's like a team format. Yeah, I can't keep up, bro. Is it me? I feel like I'm tapped in, but if I can't keep up, I know you guys can't keep up. So those 8 teams, I think there's a 10-planet team. You got the Moldolfo, which is like the New Wave guys. I guess was that the New Wave guys? I don't know who's on that Moldolfo team. You got the Euro Trash, you got the Kansai, you got the Checkmat, you got the 10-planet, you got the Allion. Okay. You can see some of the pictures down here. It's kind of hard to see. And that's going to be in Kazakhstan, June 28th and 29th. So that's coming up. Talking about big events and Craig Jones, you got CJI Invitational, the European Trials, and that's going to be set for 24th of May, so a couple weeks from now. The Invitational to the Invitational, so I guess you got to be invited. We have a 3 action-packed division with some of the biggest guys in Europe fighting for a spot to be in CJI and for them to have the chance to win $1 million. Well, this $1 million split, how many ways? 5 ways. It's hosted at Los Bandidos Club. It's live on B Team YouTube. I'm not sure how. I guess you guys have to be invited. My Europeans out there, try to get on there. Try to get on there, my Europeans. That would be good for you guys. Make some money. PGF. So everybody, you see like everybody's kind of got their own little not little, but they got their own organization. They're doing all these big things. So we got PGF. Was there music on this?
Takes the next step in its evolution. The Professional Grappling Federation announced their expansion into a full weekly season, starting in July and culminating in September. In a world where action speaks louder than words, where hesitation is punished, and greatness requires taking risk, this is the only weekly jiu-jitsu league on the planet. A true season of war in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
20 elite athletes are drafted to 4 different teams, all hoping to make the playoffs, where the Season 8 champion will be crowned. Stall and pay the price. Hesitate and be hunted. This is jiu-jitsu reimagined for the modern world. Backed by legends. Built for the future.
Eddie, what happened to your hair, Eddie? What happened to your hair?
It's a grappling revolution.
One of the best experiences of my life.
This is the future. I gotta be honest with you.
Season 8 begins with the draft on June the 25th. Live and free on YouTube. The Professional Grappling Federation. It's everything you love about sports, plus jiu-jitsu.
Awesome. So shout out to those guys. I do feel it's a little weird. You got people on the couches right next to the athletes. I'm like, it's like blood sport. To me, it's not. I guess you have the people on the court side. I'm hoping for the best. I don't know. It's a different direction than I think I want to see jiu-jitsu going towards. But I respect these guys. They're gonna put more money into the sport. I hope they do well. We'll see. That's all we can do is just test out the different formats like Russia. We just got to test out our different formats and see what works. They say Season 8 kicks off with the draft. Stream live on June 25th, 2025. So next month actually. And launches the league's first full-length season, a 12-week battle. Thank God they ain't doing a 5-day. a 12-week battle that replaces the earlier 5-day marathon tournament model. This evolution marks a turning point for the sport, introducing long-term athlete development, team rivalries, fan engagement, and media spectacle, all within a true league system. This was always the big vision, said PGF founder Brandon McCodron? I never say his name right. Jiu-Jitsu is the fastest growing combat sport in the world. The athletes are ready, the fans are ready, and now we're building the league format they've all been waiting for. So we'll see how that works. Somebody asked what weight class they got. I don't think there is a weight class. This season is 155. Jeff. Yo, Jeff, can you make 155, Jeff? You might have to skip a meal or two. Let's see. I want to know the ifs. Is it if and how fans can get tickets to the playoff? I don't think you do you? This is great. Such a fun grappling series to watch. Less of a marathon, athletes better able to manage injuries so they can stay in the season longer. I mean, that 5-day marathon was like, all right, who's going to get destroyed earlier or faster? Who can survive longest? So we got a lot of different organizations going on. I kind of feel like it's the Wild Wild West, though. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. There's no cohesion, really. You got the big boys like B Team and PGF. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then a lot of that, because everybody's got their own thing going on, I feel like, well, I don't think CJI does exclusive contracts or anything, but some of these other events, I think One Championship and some other events, maybe even UFC Fight Pass. I'm not sure about them for sure, but some of these guys, some of these organizations have their own, clauses. What's the one in Europe? Can anybody remind me the one in Europe, but that does like the exclusive contracts and stuff? Shoot, it's really good. It's in Europe. They do some big events. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I feel like some of the athletes, they want money and success so fast that they kind of will sign up with one organization, and then they don't have the opportunities to do other big events later on. I can't remember what's the name. It starts with a P, right? I can't think of it. Somebody remind me. Anyway, let's move on. We got the Giles trials, the Giles trials. So in Australia, you got the European trials. USA, you ain't got no trial in USA. If you're not famous already, you can't compete. So in Australia, actually this is from Kenta. He says, heading to Australia for my next match Saturday. Polaris. Yeah, I think they do exclusive contracts just in Europe though. I don't think they do it it doesn't hold any weight in America. But I don't really want, I don't want to see anybody limit themselves. If say you signed a PGF, dang it, you can't go to CJI now. You probably won't have time to. You're probably going to be beat up. You got to decide which one you got a better chance at. So Kenta, he's heading to Australia for his next match, May 10th. He's got the CJI trials, or the Giles trials. It's essentially an open weight class. My first goal is to win the 16-man tournament and qualify for the 6-man round robin, and then finish on top 2 of the round robin held on the same day. Let's get it done. I'm not sure what weight class they're fighting for. What weight class? For the heaviest weight class, Kenta? You're telling me Kenta couldn't get on a different team? He's got to fight for this absolute weight class? That doesn't make any sense. How did they decide these other guys? I don't know. I don't know the Australian scene, so why is he doing that? Why is he doing the absolute again? He's small. He need to be doing, 77 or 66 or something. I think he's bigger, so maybe 77. That's crazy. He can't get on the team. So you got some athletes that are great. They just can't get on the team. They don't have a spot. Worst case, just wait for somebody to get injured before the tournament, and you'd sub in. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm hoping for the best for him, but this is a great way to get injured. 16-man tournament, and then you qualify for a 6-man round robin. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with all this grappling? I mean, think about ADCC. Not the trials, but the main tournament. You only have 4 matches in a 2-day span, right? You got 2 matches on the first day and 2 matches on the second day. That's 4 matches. Here, he's got a 16-man tournament, so 4 matches, and then a 6-man round robin. So, I see a lot of room for error, a lot of room for injury. But what do I know? These guys are making the big money. That's Kenta. If you guys don't know Kenta. Let's look at some wholesome stuff. We got AOJ. So, AOJ got all the kids. Look at that kids class. Them all future killers, too. That's the next Tynan. That's the next Misa. That's the next Kynan. That's the next. They doing it, bro. Look at that kids class. They ain't got no space in that gym. They ain't no space. And the funny thing is, there's kids in there that don't want to be there. They're like, I don't want to go to jiu-jitsu practice. There's kids that are there that are like, I hate it. They don't want to be there. Some of the kids want to be there, but I assure you that a lot of those kids don't want to be there. They can't even run in that gym. They ain't got no space. Jesus Christ. Woo. Look at all those yellow belts. Some yellow belts can beat some of us up. Got Tynan over there teaching the kids class. Some of you guys hate teaching kids. And look at Tynan over there. He teaching kids. That's all he probably teach. All he does is teach kids. We got some blue belt killers. Got some purple belt killers. You'll be seeing them soon. So Mendez Bro says, back to work after a successful trip to Brazil. Everyone working hard as always at Art of Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of goals ahead of us to be accomplished. Dollarmer mats. I love the brand new mats. The Academy looks beautiful with the shiny white mats. They have white mats, these Dollarmer mats. So that's why they can only wear white gis, guys, because any other color gi is going to stain their mats. All right, so shout out to the Mendez Bros. Talking about famous people, we got Dominique Cruz talking about Bo Nickel, because you guys love Bo Nickel. Where's the sound at? Oh, there's no sound, guys. Where's the sound at? I don't know what's going on. I'm sure it had sound earlier. Well, doesn't say anything. I'll read it for you. What I see is 2 records. I see 7-1 record now, which was 7-0, and a 20-2 record of RDR. That's double more than double amount of the fights, double amount of experience. This takes me back to my piece of career, my part where I fought none other than Uriah Faber. I was 9-0, and Faber had double the amount of fights as me, double the experience, and was a black belt. So he knew what he was doing, and I went in there with an undefeated record, knowing that it's worth it, time to see the shot and get to the top of the division and feel what it's going to be like as a champion one day and face that level. And I did, and I lost. And at the end of the day, I didn't lose again for a very long time. That was because of that loss that I was able to make adjustments, feel that top of the division looks like, and feel the adjustments I needed to make. And then I was able to use those, drop 235 pounds and stay there. So that's what I see for Bo Nickel. I see him breaking through from this and only becoming another level and understanding where his gaps are and filling them. This type of athlete he is. I'm so excited to see what Bo Nickel does. RDR is nasty. He's lanky. He's tall. He's rangy. He understands every piece of the fighting. He said, my judo, my wrestling, and my striking is so good. I can be anybody, anywhere. And I agree. He's ready for the title. Okay. So yeah, Bo Nickel, I mean, UFC set him up, huh? They're like, all right, Bo, you getting a little cocky here, bro. Let's give him a 20-2 fighter. And Bo's had some close matches. It wasn't like he was winning, but it was like I could see him losing too. So yeah, he says, get back out there, Bo, and lose the weight. That makes sense. Shout out to Dominique Cruz. He was a really exciting fighter. So going back to J-Rod. Oh, yo, we got to go to Reddit, bro. You guys ready for? We'll go to Reddit in a little bit, but you guys ready for Reddit? We'll go on Reddit. You know they got something on Reddit, bro. I'll leave that for in a second. So I kind of read a lot of this stuff earlier. BJJ BJJEE, they cover a lot of the news. I got a little picture of the ladies at B Team. Man, this is not a good situation, man. Not a good situation. Shocking removal from the B Team. Jay Rodriguez, J-Rod, expelled for serious allegations or serious misconduct allegations. Let me refresh it real fast. Jay Rodriguez, J-Rod, ADCC silver medalist and rising star in the sport. Can you guys see it? Let's see. There we go. Rising star in the world of competitive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has been officially removed from the acclaimed B Team Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Rodriguez openly acknowledged his departure, citing unhealthy interactions with women at the gym as the primary reason for his removal. Again, Craig Jones and B Team put this out. J-Rod is no longer a part of the B Team. He has stated the reasons for his removal, which we'll look at in a little bit, I believe. B Team is a safe training place for all, and we have a zero tolerance policy for anyone breaching that trust. So again, shout out to B Team for doing that. I mean, that's a big blow, That's a big blow. Because, J-Rod was one of their main guys. Danny Choppa says, "Oh no, Reddit, they lighten him up most likely." Yep, I'll take my time to get the Reddit, bro. And then we'll listen to what J-Rod has to say, but I don't think he's fighting the allegations. Oh, he's right here, but we'll get to that later in a little bit. In a retrospective statement, Rodriguez revealed, "I have been attending therapy regarding my addiction and have become closer to God, signaling a remorse and a desire for personal growth amidst serious allegations. However, sources within the jiu-jitsu community have disclosed more troubling details regarding the circumstances surrounding Rodriguez's expulsion. Allegedly, J-Rod maintained a concealed folder on his phone containing explicit images of women who train at B Team Academy, alongside adult content intentionally selected for resemblance to these women. The situation has been described by some as creepy, predatory, and unacceptable." Man. So we'll save. We're gonna save J-Rod. Let me get. I'm gonna hit Reddit. I'm gonna read this a little bit. We're gonna hit Reddit for a little bit, and then we'll go to J-Rod, what he has to say. B Team issued a concise yet firm statement reinforcing their stance on safety and respect. So we read that earlier. He's no longer a part of B Team. Further details emerged online, elaborating that key figures at B Team, including Craig Jones and Seth Leslie, I can't say that, man. I'm sorry, bro. Promptly acted upon receiving credible evidence from the affected women. Both Jones and Belizal, maybe that's how you say it, underscored the importance of maintaining a respectful and serious environment for all members. According to internal reports, this is not the first time the Academy has swiftly removed individuals for inappropriate conduct, affirming that no exceptions are made based on status or achievements. While Rodriguez, J-Rod, reputation in the sport has been rising rapidly, these serious allegations and the defensive action by B Team highlight the broader conversation within combat sports regarding harassment and respectful behavior. Community members have widely commended the Academy for demonstrating genuine accountability, asserting that B Team's policy is not merely performative but practically enforced. J-Rod's future in competitive jiu-jitsu now remains uncertain as he grapples with the consequences of his actions and seeks redemption both personally and professionally. So I'm not sure what the next steps for him. He needs to get help, obviously. Get some help. Get some therapy. That's my advice. Get some therapy. You put out a statement. I haven't been in that situation. God forbid. I never get in that situation. But it's not something I hope on anybody. I don't wish. I wish this never happened. J-Rod's a really exciting fighter. So, this is going to impact his future. He might not be able to do ADCC, or he might not be able to do who's number one, or he might not be able to do such and such event. So, that's affecting his money, his legacy, his future. Might affect his relationship with his brother. I don't know, bro. All this stuff can come crumbling down overnight, guys. So you can't mess up. Don't mess up, bro. Make good decisions. I'm not saying J-Rod. I'm saying you guys out there. Me too. I'm giving advice to myself too. So we got comments are disabled. Okay. Good job, Reddit. You got the comments disabled, Reddit. Good job. Reddit, bro. Reddit's wild, bro. Reddit is wild, bro. Reddit, god dang it, Reddit. Can't have nothing on Reddit. Okay, we do got a couple comments, but you can't comment anymore. So we'll get into Reddit. Again, I'm reading, guys. I'm just reading. Don't come at me. Don't come at me with nothing, okay? I'm just reading what's posted over here, okay, guys? Again, got Craig Jones. He posted J-Rod's no longer a part of B Team. And he has stated the reasons for his removal, which we'll look at in a little bit, okay? So I'm going to read some of the comments. This is Reddit, so I'll be careful to edit myself. And if I think I can't read a comment, I'll skip that comment, okay? Because this Reddit wild. It says, in order to make moderation easier, this will be the only thread on this topic for right now. And any and all discussion of these events can take place here. Well, no, not anymore because they locked it down. Bro, Reddit, you guys ruin everything. all other posts will be removed. If you tried to post about this and it didn't go through, this is why. You are one of the unlucky 15 plus people who all posted the same thing within 2 minutes. Yo, Reddit, you guys mess everything up. Someone said, comments disabled on a Craig post is bad news, hombre. Danny Chapa says, pretty refreshing to see someone actually face the repercussions despite the status. That's one thing about the sport I wish we did better on. Yeah, you'll be surprised how many things been covered up over the years. People been moved around and shuffled around and, smuggled around. I think it's just a newer age. People are more educated. We kind of have more of an idea of how to handle this stuff. There's things like safe sport training, which I still need to go through. I need to finish my safe sport training, which you got to do for USA Grappling and for IBJJF. You got to do the safe sport training. So it shows you signs of abuse and what to look out for, what steps to take. So yeah, I wish I had done the course. I was supposed to do the course. I wish I had done the course so I would know better the next steps moving forward. So I suggest everybody out there take the safe sport training to protect yourself, educate yourself, to protect your family. If you have kids that are training, you have your wives, your daughters, your sons, whoever, nieces, nephews, even if they're not related to you, you want to know how to protect people and signs of what's going on. Oh, this doesn't seem right. Maybe I should address this. Let's see. Inappropriate interactions with women in the gym. You shouldn't have any inappropriate interactions with anybody at your gym. That's a big thing. You should not have any inappropriate interactions with anybody at your gym, male or female, juvenile, kid, adult, senior. It's a place of training. That's what you do there. You train. Again, I'm not victim blaming. I'm not attacking anybody. I recently saw someone refer to this type of creeper turn to Jesus once they get caught thing as a Russell branding. He knows that he messed up and is turning to religion to try and be a better person. There is nothing wrong with that. Strengthening his beliefs is that how he got into this mess? I don't want to get too deep into that kind of conversation. J-Rod being replaced at CJI makes more sense now. So yeah, of course he will not be at CJI. So there's a spot there. Kenta, take his spot, bro. Kenta, yeah, why are you going to Australian trials? Go take. Yo, Craig, can I take J-Rod's spot? I'm not saying for me. I'm saying for Kenta, the Japanese guy. Reportage kind of in some folders. I hear he's doing photography. Come on, Reddit. Let's be serious here. Where was this announced? I heard that Wojcik is replacing him, but I haven't seen an official post. Lip read Craig in his interview with Alex. Oh. It is not about Wojcik's leg lock submission rate or J-Rod's low submission results. Both their posts had comments turned off, so I ran to Reddit for the gossip. So we read that one, that post earlier. I did not see the interview with Alex and Craig. I don't know if that was on there. Maybe it was something separate. Because I believe they had taken J-Rod off the team earlier, but I didn't know that was the reason. So this has been going on for a while, guys. This didn't happen overnight. This didn't take 1 or 2 days. This is like at least a week or two, or even more. Yes. Had to be his girlfriend who gave him up. She probably found the pictures, got pissed, and let team members know. I don't know. Yes, she posted asking for advice online. I saw it, and now it's gone. She was asking for advice, and they told her to tell the girls, and I think they told Craig. Oh shoot, what happened? I didn't know he had a girlfriend. But I guess I'm not victim shaming. I'm reading, trying to understand what's going on. It was not right either way. Someone says he has a girlfriend. Not anymore. Well, nowadays you can just generate. Okay. He posted pics of her on IG together. I don't know the girlfriend. I keep clicking on that for some reason. Says on his podcast in Simple Man, he talked about the dog they have and had biting people. And thus C-Team was born. Yeah, I don't know. Will J-Rod have to start his own team, or I mean, who's gonna train there? Who's gonna be there? Nah, predatory behavior is firmly the wheelhouse of the A-Team. Which brings into other allegations of other teams. So we got a cesspool of jiu-jitsu. We got a jiu-jitsu cesspool. Oh, that's terrible, bro. I try to be a good role model. I know I'm not the best role model, but I try to be a good role model. Because we got so many bad role models out there. Says J-Rod should. Can't read that one. J-Rod is at Kingsway, and Nicky Ryan at B Team would be real life Cobra Kai. I'm not sure they could accept him at Kingsway. Kingsway is a business, and having J-Rod is not good for business. Predators versus aliens. I see what you did there. Oh man. Reddit, bro. You guys see why I don't go on Reddit too much. I get pissed off on Reddit. J-Rod posted that he has had some unhealthy interactions with women at the gym. So more than one, obviously, or something along those lines. Joe says recap. Well, I'm reading it right now, bro. We're in the recap right now. Honestly, this sports, man. How is there so much drama in this hobby? I wondered that. I talked about earlier, I got into this channel. I have my own, my bigger channel. I do like more technique breakdowns, but this one was just, I post my techniques, and then I started doing like match breakdowns, like kind of speaking like this, and then I started going live, and then somehow the drama's kind of infected the video, this channel, sometimes we cover some good stuff, but today was not the best news. Sounds like he transgressed some boundaries with women at B Team. He seems to be holding his gooning addiction to account for this. Says dude hustling people for a $2,500 seminar so he can buy. Okay, well that you can definitely charge $2,500. I'd be getting that. I get that, so you definitely can get $2,500. Yeah. So someone asking for the recap. J Rod was let go of B. He was let go of the. He was kicked out of the B team. He's no longer a part of B team. That's what's going on. I've been saying this for years. BJJ is one of the few sports where mediocre athletes can become celebrities. They are worshipped far beyond their actual merits. No athlete should be worshipped. No person should be worshipped like that. The level of ego and delusion a lot of the guys have at the top is almost incurable. Well, you have, these gyms where the top guys kind of run everything. They're in charge, and then, no one tells them no. They're getting, some people getting free schools, free money, free housing, and they're running in these circles. They're hanging out with Joe Rogan. They're on podcast, I mean, they are living it up. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I got to stream about every day to 5 people. I'm jealous. But, again, all this stuff can come crashing down overnight, nothing's guaranteed. Let's see. We read this post. We've been reading a few posts. Rumors are that he had a hidden photo vault of explicit pictures of women who train at B Team and videos of lookalikes of them. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, has law enforcement been contacted? He says, yes, they have. Wow. So, once the law gets involved, they're going to do research. They're going to look for files. They're going to interview people. I'm not sure what will happen afterwards, but I don't see J-Rod going back to B Team. That would not be the best look. Potentially he would have, he might have to move overseas. He might have to start a new name. You're going to have to become, you're going to have to change his name to Imrod. Pick another letter. A-Rod, something. No, we already got an A-Rod. We got Nicky Rod. We don't got no Imrod, X-Rod. Yeah, X-Rod. Let's go X-Rod. He's going to have to change his name, cut his hair off. Start all over again. Wait, I'm just curious. Obviously, this is creepy. I said creepy. But is this actually illegal? I'm still not reading it clearly. If he, I don't know if it's illegal. It's not. It's definitely not going in the right direction. Honestly, props to Craig for consistency, especially given the nature of B Team's origin. It makes sense that they would take this seriously. Quan, what did J-Rod do? Hook up with the students? I mean, that's bad. Quan, that's bad too, bro. So he was kicked out of B Team. We're reading right now, Quan, but apparently he had a folder with some explicit images of several ladies at his academy, and also he had some lookalikes that were leaked. So someone said, honestly, props to Craig for consistency, especially given the nature of B Team's origin. It makes sense that they would take this seriously. Someone said that adult content brain is real. Be careful about what you consume because it can start to consume you. Quan, you a B Team, bro. That's your team, Quan. Someone says, need to check on the skeletons in your closet or they'll check in on you. Dang. J-Rod getting kicked off B Team was not on my bingo card this year. There was me thinking he was probably one of the most decent ones there. Yeah, that's a huge blow to that team, because you got Nicky Ryan. He's kind of been out. You basically had, I'm saying who's there full time. Most of those guys are transplants. It's really like Nicky Rod, J-Rod, was J-Rod, Craig. Who's there? I mean, Craig travels a lot. Who's there full time though? Even guys like Joseph Chen and Kenta Wojcik, they're not there. Owen Jones, he's not really there. He's not even from the same country. A lot of those guys just do their camps there. His IG video looked like a hostage video, but yeah, fella said he was in therapy. Okay, that's a little too late, but okay. Don't agree with him downplaying whatever happened as unhealthy interactions. Better just to own up to it. But who am I to judge? Probably have to get ahead of the story before people start leaking stuff left and right. Well, they already leaked the stuff. That's how this happened. Yeah, I mean, it's an awful thing to admit, but at the same time, people are gonna wonder and find out anyway. So yeah, dang, being young and messed up is so much worse than when I was young and, messing up stuff, especially online now. I hope he gets help appropriately. Some of you are outing yourselves as completely weird and have no place in any gym. Well, that's why they're on Reddit. We're going to read what J-Rod has to say in a little bit. Quan says, so they kicked him out for watching Quan, Quan, let me go back for you, bro. Let me go back for Quan. Quan, I know you just woke up, bro. I know you just woke up. Can we go back to the... We're going to listen to what J-Rod has to say, but I'm going to reread it. I'm doing this just for you, Quan, because you my boy. So this is one of the posts earlier. J-Rod was banned from B-Team after it was discovered he had a hidden photo vault on his phone containing explicit images of multiple women who train at the gym, alongside lookalikes meant to mimic them. It's creepy and predatory. It's unacceptable. So I think it's kind of gone beyond that point, Quan. I think it's gone beyond that point. Yeah, I mean, you can't defend him, Quan. There's no way to defend this. Yeah, Quan, you can't defend that, Quan. It's predatory and it's unacceptable. This information was not taken lightly. Craig Jones and Seth believed the women, as they should, especially considering there is proof, backed them fully, and made it clear that the safety and dignity of the female members matters. This is not the first time someone has been removed for inappropriate behavior. So yeah, it's completely inappropriate. So that goes against their guidelines. So he got the boot, and they'll do it again without hesitation. Staff, student, or professional athlete, no matter who you are, creeps get cut, period. It's a bit surprising considering the nature of some of the Craig Jones jokes and the fact that B-Team gives frat house vibes, but it seems as though that's all they are, jokes. However, when it comes to real abuse and harassment, which that would be, I think that is harassment. I don't know the official law definition, but I believe that is harassment for sure. That feels like that's harassment. There are no double standards at B-Team and no tolerance for any harassment. SH. Frankly, it's reassuring to see It's reassuring to see a place as visible as B-Team setting a precedent that women deserve respect and safety on the mats, not just performatively, but in practice. So yeah, he was kicked out for being inappropriate, which that's true. That was inappropriate. And, I think it was leaked. And to get ahead of the story, B-Team made the decision. Craig Jones made the decision to kick out J-Rod. So, yeah, I would not defend, a person in that case. Look at all this stuff happening now. That could ruin your business. Just one situation, or this wasn't one situation, one instance like this could ruin your whole academy, your reputation, your business. Yeah, that's all inappropriate, bro. The thing is, in certain places, this kind of behavior was allowed or was kind of swept under the rug, or the athlete would get moved around, but he wouldn't get kicked out. So yeah, it's a bad situation all the way around, and I feel bad for the ladies. They can't even train at their gym in peace. They got creepy dudes. I'm not saying J Rod's creepy, but that's what that post said. So I'm gonna use that terminology. You got creepy dudes. They're doing God knows what with images of them in the same location probably. So yeah, no wonder they wouldn't feel safe there. Let's see. Props to Steph and Craig for running the gym the way they do. Behind all the locker room talk and frat houseness, it's all jokes. Kicking Jay out shows the true colors of them. I think that was a business decision. We got to get this dude out of here. Just makes me even more of a fan of B Team, really. How many gyms and teams would have shrugged it off? How long was this going on for? What else did he do? We don't even know. This might be just the surface. Especially as it's one of the most well-known and well-liked members. Many would have just punished the girls who complained. Yeah, some schools would punish the girls. Some schools would force the women out of the gym. That's kind of like how some of the older generation of academies were ran. But it's a new day. It's a new age. Let's see. Danny Choppa says, the one thing I do wonder, how did he get the photos? They were saying maybe it was his girlfriend that leaked it. How did he get the photos? Well, that's not for me to address. That's not for me to address. Even if they were sent to those people, I doubt they wanted him to make AI videos out of it. But the folder vault is wild alone. Yeah, again, I'm not victim shaming. I don't know what these ladies do. I don't know how he got the images. That's not for me. I ain't in that. I'm just reading what's going on. It was inappropriate to have any of that stuff. Especially, you got to remember, you're high up at the gym, bro. You can't mess around, bro. I'm hoping you guys learn this lesson. I'm learning a lesson too. Don't do nothing inappropriate. I don't think it's a joke. Dude has balls coming out and posting that though. I don't know what he did, but I wish the best for him and really hope he can make amends and get his stuff together and get back there. He's a huge reason why I'm such a fan of B Team. Well, I don't think he can go back. Yeah, he actually seemed pretty reflective in the video. I hope he gets the help he talked about and is able to become better himself. Not really. Just said he had some issues and needed to get back in touch with God. How about apologizing for mistreating people? Wrong. He slammed the stuff out of Couch here for being unapologetic. I don't know what that means. Oh, so he was jumping on Couch? We did cover the Couch story. And yeah. We covered the Couch story too. That was separate though. That was like specific case. That was like a specific case. You guys can go watch the video. I got some pushback for that video as well. They said I was victim blaming when I said not to date in the gym. That, to me, that's inappropriate. Dating in the gym for anybody is inappropriate. And I got someone's, I wasn't shamed, but they were saying I was victim blaming, which I wasn't. I was just giving advice. I say, hey, don't date in the gym. It's not appropriate. And look at here. This is not appropriate. None of this is appropriate behavior. Because he doesn't owe the public an apology. He messed up, cleared the air, and will most certainly not be in any kind of spotlight anymore. What happens beyond that is between him and the women he did this to. Yeah, I don't believe it. I'm just reading. I'm not saying I agree with some of these people's takes. Some of these takes I don't agree with. I'm like, Quan, where you at, Quan? Quan, you defending B Team, Quan? Quan, you shouldn't have posted that, bro. That's how I feel. I feel like Quan shouldn't have posted that. If this is all true, good on the team for doing the right thing. I hope creepy is as far as the behavior has gone. It's that's not good. Jay's Instagram said he's in therapy for for addiction, and he got banned for unhealthy interactions with women in the gym, which, aka harassment. Yeah, that's not good either. They said he had explicit pics of women training in the gym and lookalikes of them on his phone. I don't know if it's reliable, but seeing what he posted is probably something similar. What does that even mean, though? There's only 2 ways you get explicit photos from women you train with. I don't know if I want to read that part. Again, we're not victim blaming, guys. We're not victim blaming here. Driving to work. Okay, Quan. Quan. Guys, for you guys that don't know, I actually know Quan. You know, Quan is, I used to train with Quan. So I give him I'm going to give Quan a harder time than I'll give you guys a harder time because I actually know Quan. Let me read this real fast. Either they send them or they let you take the photo while you, well, that's not true. Sometimes people get, what's that called? When they leak stuff like revenge photos, revenge videos. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. I don't feel comfortable reading that Reddit post. How serious it is depends on if he took the images without consent. Well, I don't think that's true either. He said it was definitely without consent. Okay, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty. Definitely no defending from me. Okay, Quan. Yeah, no victim blaming on my end. Just asking the questions. Don't smite me. I got too much BS to worry about. That's true. We got too much. I'm not victim shaming. He should not have had the video. He should not have any videos or images of women training at your gym. Okay, does that sound right? You shouldn't have any images, any inappropriate or unlicensed or unauthorized images of people at your gym or photos or anything. Okay, just don't have it. Don't do it. Don't have it. Yeah, that's kind of malicious what he was doing. Of course, Reddit people, people on Reddit, bro. I wonder about these people. It says they wonder if AOJ will take him in. Kingsway might. I highly doubt it. At least not now. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, Kingsway. I really don't like the name of that gym. They're a business now. Before they were just a club. They could maybe have taken him in, but now they're a business. I don't think Gordon Ryan wants to have. He doesn't want to have no students at his gym because of J-Rod. Bro, using AI to make corn out of females that train at B Team gym is mad weird. I thought he was just sending link photos. No, that's pretty malicious. That gets into like revenge and harassment and other words I don't even know. Legal terms I don't even know that that could potentially get the law involved. I think the law might be involved. And you know what? I hope they don't sue him. That it might not be criminal, but they might be was it civil suit? This is America, bro. Yeah. He said, man, doubt it. Gordon Ryan has more stuff floating around and he's doing just fine. Well, J-Rod he's not Gordon Ryan. He's not Gordon Ryan. I mean, from a business standpoint, not morally, I doubt any team would risk the dent to their reputation by having him. Gordon Ryan facilitated. I can't read that either. Yeah, so, everybody's got skeletons in their closet. All these gyms. I know a lot of gyms. The Brazilian gyms, American gyms, every gym. All right, I've been following J-Rod's Instagram for a while now, and I noticed recently that it seems like him and his girlfriend broke up, and then this video gets posted. I wonder if his girlfriend went through his phone and found the Forbidden Goon album. Rookie mistake, Jay. You gotta hide it next to your calculator and settings apps. So, yeah, I don't know that situation. We're not attacking the girlfriend. We're not attacking anybody. Respect to Craig. No way these women would be safe without immediate action. and it would be very unlikely Jay would seek help without facing immediate consequences like he did. Where was his brother at in all this? I mean, I don't know if Nicky Rod's the best role model, but his brother, obviously they're adults, so hopefully your bros stop you before you get this far bad. Some guys, they have real addictions. I'm not defending J-Rod. I'm just saying people I've known in the past had some real addictions, and but this is a whole different level. This is like more I don't want to say calculated, but it seems more not sinister. What's the right word for me, guys? Let's see. Can't wait to see Gordon Ryan talk trash to B-Team on this, the Glass House. Considering what he's been accused of and the repercussions it had on his own team and family, he better shut up. Gordon won't address this. I'd be shocked if he did. Regardless of how messed up it is, I hope someone's keeping an eye on him. That's the kind of stuff that will make a man hurt himself. Okay, I might have to eat these words if some weirder horse stuff comes out. But if J-Rod only crime is having AI, well, this is kind of the Quan defense here. I get why Craig Jones is taking a hard stance on this for the sake of the business. I mean, and for his students. He's got to defend his students. And also because in BJJ, we are in close contact with women. And I just find it funny to see people vomiting with disgust over his actions. Well, it was bad. Yeah, that's enough. All this stuff is enough to get you kicked out. Yeah. Says you're messing up the vibes. The women don't feel comfortable training. Who knows what else you're doing or might do if this weirdo stuff escalates because your addiction is out of control. Yeah, if anything, I'm glad. I'm not happy about the situation, but I'm glad it's not worse. We've seen some bad situations. We've seen some vile things in this sport, and I'm glad that it didn't escalate. I'm glad that it didn't get worse. Yeah, it's pretty serious, bro. If they did this on a podcast, it could be just a bid. This is something for the specific community. I don't know what that means. Surprised to see so many people think it's a troll or a joke. Well, that's what happens when you constantly making jokes. At the gym, we got this guy, Mikey Socks. Shout out to Mikey Socks. But Mikey Socks, he's older, but he be yelling. And, I'm worried every time he's yelling, I look over it. Oh, he's okay. But we get used to it. I hear him screaming again. I won't know when it's real, when he needs help, because he does it too often. So, B-Team, they make a lot of jokes. That's their thing. But when things get serious, people didn't realize this was serious because they make so many jokes. So, at least they're not making, they're taking this very serious too. Craig Jones kicking J-Rod out. That's one of his best athletes. That's one of the pillars of their gym. So, I know Craig is constantly trolling, but when have we seen him post a basic text post with comments off? His antics feed off of the reaction and people wanting to comment. He actually comments 3 or 4 times himself. So the level of bluntness and J-Rod's very awkward but direct video make this feel about as real as it comes. So that's the downside to being a jester. When you're the court jester. People won't always take you seriously when you need them to. Good move on B-Team for following through with this. How many places would back a star and our brother of their star instead of making people feel welcome? Yeah, the old school method, they wouldn't force the ladies out, but they would make them not feel welcome. They wouldn't defend the ladies, and so the ladies probably would leave the gym, or or worse, have to get the law involved. So again, guys, I suggest everybody take the safe sport training. I've taken some training like that before, but I need to update my training. But they go over a lot of this stuff, how to spot abuse, harassment, what's inappropriate, and what to do, who to contact, This is important in a sport like jiu-jitsu, any close contact sport, any combat sport. You know, we all have to trust each other. And once that level of trust is broken, you know, your gym's not going to do well. Once no one trusts each other, they don't feel safe. You know, it's just terrible all around. Let's see. I'd say he'd lose his level black sponsorship too. Yeah, that sponsorship probably going to go. What a almighty mess up. His generation are seriously lost in the modern day world, truly cooked. Someone said his D-list celebrity influencer status went to his head. Thought he could grab him by the can't say that word. Donald Trump. Grab him by the Donald Trump. But it turns out women didn't like him as much as Trump. Prediction: he takes leave of absence, does apology tour, is allowed back next year. I don't see that. I like the guy based on his social and podcast. I hope he's just kind of a perv and did things forgivable with time and not a full-blown abuser or something. I don't know what to say for that term. All gyms can learn from this. Yep. All the athletes, all the instructors, all the students can learn from this. What's appropriate and what's inappropriate. I wonder if Nikki will eventually leave B Team or if J-Rod will eventually be let back in over a long period of time. I don't think so. I could be wrong though. Wild. Why is BJJ full of such nonsense like this? You know, it's all the martial arts really. You know, we're kind of delusional. You know, people think, you know, they have these skills and they think they can do whatever they want. Hierarchical structure is a small community. In a small community leads to weird behavior / cult. You are 22 and have had a rapid ascent to the top of a very niche sport and probably confuse female members admiring your jiu-jitsu as an invitation to be a cretin. It is easy to forget this age and what he's done in a short time. His jiu-jitsu is developing way faster than his brain and morality, unfortunately. Yeah, the hierarchy is it serves a purpose, but it can be abused. Good on Craig for not having double standards. And can I tighten this up? My thing's spinning around. Good on Craig for having double standards, for not having double standards, and taking swift and appropriate action. J-Rod is young and dumb, but he should have known better. Hopefully he gets help and can make his way to a better life. Jiu-Jitsu really does attract the weirdest people. That's true. Well, martial arts does. Have you seen the people in Aikido? Where does he go now? Any bets? Weird. What a weirdo. Good on B Team for kicking him out. Yeah, people turn on you quick. I mean, I'm not saying they should defend you, but people are finicky. Honestly, not as bad as the rumors that were going around B Team. Oh, oh no. So again, it could be worse, man. He might be starting stuff. I like J-Rod as a professional athlete, especially his match with Mika Gaval. He's a beast. Hope he gets the immediate help he needs. Does anyone know if he's still brothers with Nicky Rod? Yeah, he's still brothers. It's refreshing to see a gym do something about it for a change instead of sweeping it under the rug because they're bros. J-Rod's explanation is honestly is very honest, but it doesn't seem like he thought it through at all. I mean, when have jiu-jitsu people defending themselves ever been good? You know, when they had to go online and talk, it never works well. I'm giving it till tonight Eastern time before it's deleted. So we're gonna look at it before he deletes it. This is kind of wild. I'm part of those. Are we dating the same guy groups in Austin? And I think his or someone who looked through his phone found the photos and asked what they should do, and I think they told Craig. I mean, if Craig kicks you out, that's got to be bad, right? That's pretty bad if Craig kicks you out. I mean, Craig's pretty cool. He seems pretty cool. You know, I've hung out with him a little bit, you know, not like personally, but just around him. But he seemed pretty, you know, pretty cool, pretty laid back when he's, you know, not on camera. Yeah, so to get kicked out by Craig, that says something too. Good on B Team. J-Rod's video on IG discussing it. Okay, I saw that. Actually, no. Good on B Team. J Rod's video on IG discussing it didn't sit well either, bringing up religion like a shield, the deadpan nature of how he spoke, like he was reading off a list. Absolutely disgusting. That's the typical move these clowns make when they get caught doing heinous stuff. Use religion and or therapy as a shield. I thought I saw something that was interesting. Let me I saw something I wanted to read. I don't see it now. Was it deleted? I saw something that looked good. I can't find it. Let's see. I haven't heard him addressing this, but as a recovering alcoholic coming up on 5 years, it's impossible to kick addiction without a higher power. This is no defending him, but addiction becomes insanity after a while. I imagine, yeah, Rolls Reddit. What do you expect from Reddit, bro? I imagine someone wrote it for him, possibly his brother or his best friend. If this is true, super disappointing. Change in life starts with owning your stuff. Hypothetically, if that's true, as his big brother or best friend, you gotta be first in line for telling him to own it and find a way to get better, because the way he waters down the issue shows a complete lack of ownership or even understanding. Crazy. I doubt it. If you watch Jay's podcast, he has been trying to get more in touch with God for a while now. Same with Nicky Rod. I think he knew he had an issue and was trying to beat it on his own by getting into religion, but he didn't have the actual support and help he needed to actually help him take the right steps. Not my goat. Say it ain't so. Wonder if they'll address this on the Simple Man podcast. Someone said, what is going on? Not J-Rod. Willing to bet if he has a folder full of pictures, he's not the only one sharing them around. I know a few other girls there have OFs. Again, this doesn't make it right. I'm not victim shaming. Says, dang, so dude showed up on We Dated the Same Guy. Oh, is that a website or something? They definitely trashed him for sure. I don't know if that's a website. 10th Planet Austin has some cuties. I'm hoping everybody there's doing staying appropriate over there too. Which for a socially awkward shut-in like Jay probably crosses some wires in his head. Not that justifies anything. He deserves whatever punishment he gets, and I wonder if it's going to cause bigger waves with other members. So we don't know. I knew he shouldn't have started training in the gi. Hey, don't blame us. Well, this is messed up. Speaking of BJJ drama, did Gordon ever address his alleged split with Nat? I'm assuming they split. Never seen her in his photos anymore. So, there's more issues, more drama out there. Danny Choppa says, makes sense how he would have gotten the photos then. Again, I'm not victim shaming. He should not have had anything with his training partners, any photos or videos of his training partners. Check her Insta story. I don't follow her. I have no idea what her account is on there. I think it's all about business right now, but not romantic relationship. But hey, who knows? Yeah, I don't know what's going on between Craig and Gordon. I don't know. I'll leave that for you guys to research. It's time for more church, big dog. It's your turn for some unhealthy exploitation. Hopefully he learns and grows. I don't think he's an irredeemable pest based on this info, and B Team did the right thing. I can see how a kid growing up in a gym full of borderline autistic athletes could lead to him not understanding how to control his gooning or how to interact with women. Going to an all-boys school during the Bebo to Facebook to Snapchat era, we experienced people doing some absolutely thoughtless and moronic things with women and even other dudes. Catfishing. Oh, jeez. I mean, not read that. Gross attempt at getting forgiveness by saying going to therapy, working on my beliefs, my religion, in his response video. I didn't even hear an apology. Watching the video again, it seemed like he had to say something to address why he's been cut from the team, because B Team isn't going to spill it out on their page. Then he just fills in some info on what he's already going to do, what he's going to do about the situation, and what he's going to be up to in the near future. Jesus in therapy to his followers before taking a break from social media, I guess. You can see him trying to think of what to say. I guess most people wouldn't be able to find the words when put into that situation, I suppose. I guess we're still up, right? Did YouTube take me down yet? Did YouTube take me down, guys? I'm not showing any videos. There's no Patty the Batty today. Good on Craig and B Team for enforcing their values and supporting a solid environment for everyone. Disappointing news, and I expected better from Jay. What does this mean for Nikki, though? The next Simple Man podcast should be interesting. Am I missing something? I mean, having a folder. Someone says, I feel like this is blowing up over not much. What do you mean not much? I kind of feel this way too. So you got people that disagree on Reddit. I kind of feel this way too, but it would be impossible to train with a guy after knowing he made fake images of me and other girls at my gym. And how would a gym owner explain it to us? Sorry about the fake images this guy made with you in it, but he's still training here. I feel for the kid, and I hope he gets free from the addiction and gets the chance to grow and move on from this. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to keep him at the gym, and he's doing all this stuff. I totally agree. Everyone is human at the end of the day and deserves a second chance. I mean, who said you deserve a second chance? Addiction is a real thing, and it's something young men nowadays struggle with because of how easily accessible it is. It doesn't excuse the behavior, and it doesn't mean that they shouldn't face consequences when their actions affect others. I think B Team handled this well, and I hope J-Rod learns from this. If I did this, I would probably never be allowed anywhere near a gym in my city ever again. That's true. If you weren't, you would have got kicked out. I would have to move or quit the sport entirely. Another Reddit person says, I'm not saying I agree. I'm just reading. It's not a crime of the century, but it's harassment. So it's completely fair to kick him out of the gym. His punishment is he can't go to the same gym as these women, since obviously they would feel very uncomfortable. It is like he's being deported to El Salvador. It isn't like he's being deported to El Salvador, though he should change his last name just to be safe. Downloading photos of your friends and acquaintances and then making AI images of them is pretty creepy behavior. He's rightfully seeking help for it and has been cut from the gym, which is the consequences. If he kept it to himself and didn't show anybody, still doesn't make it okay. I don't know about your gym. If this happened where I trained, they would never be welcome again. Anyways, Craig himself elaborated that this is not the first time this sort of thing has happened, and those situations were dealt with similarly. Unfortunately, this time it happened to be one of the OGs of B Team. Alexander Castillo says, wow, J-Rod is crazy for this. Probably won't hear from him for a while. This is a big no-no in the gym from the business view. Puts a strain on the community. Well, some people have been able to bounce back. Some people have bounced back. And some people have disappeared. Some people disappear. What happened to that one dude that was really good? Oh, he's gone. We had to send him to Brazil, man. We had to send him back to Brazil, man. So yes, he might need to move countries, bro. Change his name and cut his hair and move to a place that don't know him. I don't know how he's gonna make a living in jiu-jitsu anymore. Maybe things will change. Social media makes it, it's either two things. People have a short memory, like because the news cycle, something else will come around and they forget about J-Rod, and he's able to come back, or somebody keeps remembering what happened and they never let it go. So a terrible situation. I hate to see it because J-Rod's he's a great athlete, bro. He's one of the most exciting guys out there. So this is a big blow for the jiu-jitsu community, not just for B Team, but for jiu-jitsu, for Nogi. We're losing like one of the best athletes, one of the most exciting fighters. So It's very unfortunate to see that his actions or his downfall. Downloading, let's see. Craig leading the charge against deepfake gooning isn't something I had on my bingo card. At least I hope they were AI generated images. Otherwise, this should be a matter for the authorities, not a gym ban and Instapost. Yeah, once the authorities get involved, it's a different animal, Man, I hope he lets this pass and not delete his account. He's only like 20 something. Now the villain arc begins. While unethical, it sounds like he did nothing illegal. Well, things are changing. I don't know if you can make deep fakes like that and you're distributing content. Man, you might get some jail time. JH says, fake images, that's even worse. He has clout and status. Why even do that, period? Well, it's an addiction, right? Austin isn't that hard to get women. He could find someone. Well, when you got the addiction, it's never going to be enough. He'll bounce back. He can scoop Tom Brady's ex-wife. Oh, that's bad, bro. Why did you make that joke? Nah, she good. She good. She got her jiu-jitsu guy. Let's see. Not yet. There is non-consensual AI bill. Oh, there's a non-consensual AI bill in Congress right now. So ironically, this could have saved him. His punishment today was getting kicked out of his karate gym, his ground karate gym. His punishment next year could have been jail time and registering as a offender. Man, don't play around with this stuff, guys. This is for real, man. This is some real stuff, bro. Actually, in Texas, taking a photo of someone without their consent for purposes is illegal and a felony. Whether he will be convicted is one thing, but in the state of Texas, where what he did could be considered a crime. So, I mean, man, this is a terrible situation, bro. Someone says it was public photos, and no one said he's being charged. He was banned from the gym, a private establishment that is fully entitled to do so. J-Rod being a pest was not what I expected. Honestly, proud of Craig for having a no-nonsense attitude towards this, despite the edgy nature of his humor. Yes, safety is basic. Took me a second to realize it was the little bro. Someone thought it was the big bro. Oh, if it was big bro, he would be getting sued. That $1 million? Hey, Nicky Rod, we're gonna need that $1 million back. I said literally got into BJJ because of J-Rod, man. Heartbreaking. I'm guessing all the pros have access to the security footage since they all post clips of it when they do something embarrassing to someone on the mats. I'm guessing he has inappropriate screen grabs he got from that. Oh, yeah, I don't know what he got. I don't know. I don't want to see anything. The drama is the best part of this dumb sport. No, it's not. I knew something was up. Their YouTube channel hasn't had Jay in it. He wasn't in the corner at the last WNO event. Jay's podcast channel has been dead. Jay lives alone. It all makes sense. I didn't know he lives alone. I thought he had a roommate. I thought this happened like 24 hours ago. It probably all surfaced a month or so ago. So again, I said it probably happened a while ago. But the news as to why he's been away just came out. I noticed this since I listened to a lot of the podcasts they put out. Jay hasn't been on there. Same for the YouTube channel. It's been dead. Low-key just thought him and Nicky Rod had a falling out and Jay wanting to move gyms and train at AOJ, and that's why he was on his own. Fair observation. Seems like stuff was about to leak, so B-Team had to put out an official statement, I'm guessing here. Those guys visited AOJ once, and now everyone keeps talking about Jay wanting to go to AOJ. The dude lives in Texas. Jokes aside, fair. You said good on the B team owners acting swiftly and without any weasel words. So what I'm gathering is that he took people's publicly available. Okay, let me see if I can read this. Some of these Reddit people, it shouldn't be okay to do this. I'll just say this up front, but it makes It's making me think because I'm guessing we're going to see this and things like it more and more as AI gets better and easier to use. I also think it's quite funny to see how many people are using the word weird for this behavior. It's pretty normal for a guy to have, I'm not going to read this, dude. I'm sorry. He over here defending J-Rod. I ain't going to read that. Hitting on women and apparently porn. God. Sorry, YouTube. Didn't mean to say that. And apparently addiction. Guess I know what the gossip will be at tonight's training. Yep. Basically, today's training. At last night's class, people kept mentioning about J-Rod, but they didn't quite pay attention because of getting smashed. Oh, you didn't pay attention because you were getting smashed. Yeah. Man, news travels fast nowadays. His IG post is very much non-apology. Unhealthy interactions is the only comment on the actual issue. The rest is about just him, his therapy, and his re-finding Jesus. As someone else said, clearly he wasn't too concerned about following the doctrine until now. Hopefully he has actually apologized to the women in private at least. Also, one practical issue about the deepfake stuff I haven't seen mentioned here is that it's not just creepy, it's something like that is spread. It can ruin the women's life in many ways. Yeah, this is affecting several people, so this is a real issue, guys. I can understand that people have fantasies about lots of people they have never interacted with nor gotten consent from, but I would not feel comfortable training at a gym with another person that made AI images of me. Hopefully he has actually apologized to the women in private at least. I imagine most of them would prefer zero contact. Yeah. Eco training, exit. Okay, can't say that. Really sad to hear what he's done, but also sad to see that he has left B Team. Have been a big fan of his for a long time. Their footage and channel won't be the same without the spaz rolls. Good on them for drawing the line. There's a time to BS and joke, but there is a line. Obviously, this guy blew way past it. Someone says if he showed up on date the same guy on date the same guy, then he's cooked, maybe beyond cooked fried. What is that? Is it a website or something? What is that? I'm out the loop, guys. I'm a boomer. Can somebody explain what that means? Because someone talked about that earlier too. What was that called? We dated the same guy. What is that, guys? Can someone tell me? What is going on with the BJJ guys named Jacob this year? First Couch. I forgot Jacob Couch. Yeah, Jacob Couch and then J-Rod. Someone protect the Jacobs. What happened to Jacob Couch? Bro, come on, you out the loop, bro. I hope he wasn't like taking locker room photos. Oh no. Curious as how he had those inappropriate pictures on hand. I knew something was up. He hasn't been on the videos for a good while. He's been training, can't say that. J-Rod will now join New Wave and go on a villain arc, smashing everyone. J-Rod and Danaher interacting would be so much joy to my life. Nicky Rod, very quiet. So Nicky Rod, I think I don't know. Do you guys think Nicky Rod should put out a statement or should he just stay quiet? I mean, it is his brother, but I mean, he's not his brother's keeper, right? Even though he is the big bro. Yeah, what do you guys think Nicky Rod should do? I don't know. Maybe just let Craig handle it. I mean, if you're not good at talking, you shouldn't be talking though. Not a joke was leaked first by rear naked receipts on IG. I figured these explicit photos were sent to him. We don't know that. If he had obtained them without consent, I assume law enforcement would be involved. What the actual F? This is unbelievable, unbelievably disappointing and disgusting. What a promising mess up. Can't believe it. I'm glad for the zero tolerance. Wait, so did he have real explicit photos of the women at the gym or did he just generate them? Well, it doesn't matter. Post says explicit images of multiple women who train at the gym, which means they were, oof. So either he put a camera in the locker room. Oh, no. I hope he didn't do that. Quan, you behind, bro. You know what? I don't think I was going live when I did those. He was accused of abuse as well, and I guess he admitted to it. So I'm gonna let you research that, Quan. I did that video maybe a month or two ago. You know, I sat there and read the Reddit posts, the 1 hour long Reddit post. Yeah, the Jacobs are taking a loss in 2025. So either you put a camera. I hope he didn't put no camera in the locker room, bro. Or they were doing some. I don't know. I don't know, man. Gordon laughing in his chair right now. I'm pretty sure some of the stuff they're allegedly saying is illegal, or at least it should be. Shaking my head. This reminds me of the one guy who offed himself. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Deleted himself for gooning it at the drive-thru. Oh no, YouTube, don't take me off, YouTube. They're saying there's going to be a bill in Congress that's likely to pass soon, and it's on AI images. Yeah. Let's see. Hope that. Oh no. I can't read too much on here. J-Rod is the golden gooner. Yeah. A few people think J-Rod's going to go to Kingsway, but I don't think so. He had a secret. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I saw the J-Rod video and thought he was just joking, as they do in B Team. Didn't know he was serious. So again, Quan, I tell you, people don't know that the B Team people were trolling. They think they're always joking. So when something serious happens, people don't know. Craig, despite all his antics, doesn't seem to like the type of guy to be creep around women. 90% of you are creepy or weirdos and creepy. Yeah, basically. On Reddit. What about gym owners that engage with female students? That's inappropriate. That should not occur. Again, guys, I'm telling you guys to take the safe sport training. I'm taking the safe sport training. You guys should take the safe sport training. Crazy how someone gets a little power. Two consenting adults entering a relationship is totally different than making non-consensual images. Yeah, but when you have a power dynamic, that's when it's not as good. The whole faith in therapy thing after he's been caught out is hilarious. Absolute danger. It's not hilarious. It's good he recognizes that he did wrong and is seeking help. Most people need a wake-up call to change a harmful behavior. Hopefully, your brother and your friends catch you. Yo, bro, what are you doing, bro? Delete that stuff. What are you doing? You need to get therapy. You need to, hopefully people around you catch you before, this escalates to this level. Everyone will hurt someone. We all mess up. Most people never are accountable to their mess ups until they are held accountable. J-Rod isn't unique in that. The question is whether J-Rod learns from this and changes for the better or not. That's a question J-Rod has to answer. Well, I mean, that's a question, but the other question is, or not a question, but the other statement is that these women don't feel comfortable. The students don't feel comfortable with J-Rod there, so he had to go. Who's the worst, Jacob? Jacob or J-Rod? They both Jacob. They both Jacob. Anybody named Jacob, it's not your year. When is domestic abuser? The other one is a gooner. They both bad. I can't judge nobody. I can't throw no stones at anybody. A terrible situation all the way around. I mean, it's I'm not gonna nitpick. It's all bad. I mean, you can nitpick on Reddit. That ain't me though. I mean, they should be going to the police too. We don't know what they did. From what is being told, he didn't do anything illegal yet. We don't know. Creepy and unacceptable, yes, but not illegal. That doesn't mean it's right. Because it's not illegal doesn't mean it's right. DJ Storm, yeah, I know what DJ Storm posted. I'm sure he will be welcomed with open arms at New Wave. I pray Jay stays strong. He doesn't need another gooneral. All right, a lot of deleted messages. Yeah, so man, I've been reading this for a while, guys. My voice about to go. We're gonna listen to what he has to say, and I think that might be it for today. My voice about to go, guys. I'm hoping, I don't know if he's got the sound, so we're gonna, hopefully he's got the sound. If not, I'll play it on my phone here. I'm gonna pull up on my phone, guys, so we can hear the audio. So we're gonna hear what J Rod has to say. Apparently, people were saying that it didn't sound. He didn't say an apology or anything, and Tony just posted a video of us. So maybe I'll look at that later. Shout out to Tony. You be trying to bolo me, bro. And Nogi. Let's see. I gotta find my. Yeah, a lot of stuff, man. Jesus, not this bad news for everybody, guys. Just bad news. Again, J Rod's a really great athlete, and this is terrible. I wish this didn't happen.
What's up, guys? You may have heard that I have been banned from B-Team, and this is true. Essentially, I've had some unhealthy interactions with women in the gym, and this has now led to me seeking help through therapy, just for my porn addiction that I've had for quite some time now, and seeking help through therapy for the past few months, as well as just further building my relationship with my beliefs, my religion, and just kind of changing my lustful ways and just working towards being a better person. So that's the update on where J Rod has been.
I'm gonna play that one more time, but what were your guys' thoughts? I mean, I would have pulled a Craig Jones. I would not have posted a video. I would have made a statement. Putting something in ChatGPT would have been better than that. I would have posted a text statement from ChatGPT or somebody that knows better than me, and I would have disabled the comments, and I probably would get off social media. I mean, obviously, hopefully I wouldn't do anything I would be ashamed of. But what do you guys feel about that? I'm gonna play it one more time so you guys can hear. Watch again.
What's up, guys? You may have heard that I have been banned from B-Team, and this is true. Essentially, I've had some unhealthy interactions with women in the gym, and this has now led to me seeking help through therapy, just for my porn addiction that I've had for quite some time now, and seeking help through therapy for the past few months, as well as just further building my relationship with my beliefs, my religion, and just kind of changing my lustful ways and just working towards being a better person. So that's the update on where J Rod has been. What's up, guys?
DJ Winter says MF can't afford PR. Yo, I'd be like, bro, lend me some money to get a PR person. Yeah, that would have been some money well spent, getting a PR person. Yeah, he should have done that. He should have been done that. Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I'm gonna read his comment here. It says, just some more input. I agree with B Team's decision, and despite this stuff coming out, life has been very peaceful. I'm very happy and grateful for the people around me. I just checked his Insta and looks like all the women in B Team unfollowed him. I mean, they were definitely going to do that. I mean, girls stick together. I mean, not victim shaming or anything. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, they definitely don't want to be around him. So you can't be at the gym. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not sure what other gym would feel comfortable. You don't. Your gym's supposed to be a safe space. So what gym would want to have a person with this history? He might relapse again, and could escalate to some level that it's just a liability for almost any gym, really. So I'm not sure what his next steps will be. I'm not sure what Nicky Rod will do or what his next steps will be. I'm not sure what B Team's next steps will be. All I can do is keep you guys informed. People didn't know that stuff happened with Jacob Couch. They didn't know this stuff happened with J Rod. So I'm just trying to educate you guys while I'm educating myself. Diesel says, we date the same guys. Basically a website or Twitter page that exposes guys that did controversial things towards women. Okay, so yeah, you get on there. Yeah, I guess it's pretty bad. Yeah, so just a terrible situation. J Rod's a very exciting fighter, so to see him be going through this is pretty bad because we might not see him again. You might not see him compete at ADCC or whatever tournaments. So it's just a waste of talent. This should never have happened. It should never gotten to this point. I wish he had gotten help, and I wish it didn't get to this point here. I feel bad for the ladies at B Team and maybe other gyms that had to deal with this. This is not what we want. As an instructor for several years, I've always tried to get the girls in. Come on, train. I try to get everybody to come and train. So whenever stuff like this happens, it sets us back. All that hard work to get people in the door, they see this stuff. It's a bad look on the sport. It's a bad look on B Team. It's a bad look on everybody, So yeah, I was going to cover some more stuff, but I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's any updates on the situation here. Was there anything else? You got me rolling with Tony. Tony, why you gotta put you boloing me on there? Is that Zay? Shout out to Zay. Zay. Looking good, bro. I need to call Zay. I know Zay gonna come after me. I don't see any other news on that, man. Yeah, I don't even know what to say, man. It's time for him to do no-gi. Somebody was blaming Gi. We didn't make him do that stuff. I will say, if you guys got any issues, if you feel like you're going towards the dark side like J Rod, please get some help, bro. Don't let this happen to you. Don't let it happen to you. It's not worth it. Yeah, I don't see anything over here, man. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. My voice about to go. Was there anything else I missed? We had some more stuff to cover. I'm just tired. I'm tired. It kind of drained me. It drained me just to. I like happy news, guys. I don't like the sad news or the bad news. I don't like that stuff. So I think that's it, man. I don't have any more updates for you guys. I'm not a yapper person. I don't be sitting on here yapping. I just try to show my information. Actually, we might watch a match though. We talked about this though. We talked about Danaher getting surgery yesterday, but he had the surgery. Look at Danaher. he on some medication right there. I'll read this real fast. We might watch one match. I just want to see a match, just to get to a good match, John Danaher, one of the most influential minds in jiu-jitsu, has undergone his second hip surgery. Let me switch it over to this view. There we go. He's undergone his second hip replacement surgery, a development that could mark a turning point in his coaching career. Danaher shared the update on his social media, writing, "Today I went into surgery for my second hip replacement. I had severe physical issues my whole career due to a crippled leg suffered from an early age." I believe it's from rugby. The procedure didn't come as a surprise to longtime followers of Danaher's journey. He had previously revealed plans for both hip and knee replacements in an interview with Flow Grappling. "After the hip replacement, I also have to do a knee replacement. That would mean that I have 3 implants in my body, which is usually they recommend you don't do hard physical work after that. He might not listen to his doctor though. Danaher has faced mounting physical challenges over the years, though he's continued coaching at the highest levels despite them. Following his first hip replacement 7 years ago, he returned to the mats, a hopeful sign that he may yet do the same again. In his recent post, he explained why he delayed the latest procedure. "I've been holding off on this second surgery for around 4 years. I was going to do it after we left Puerto Rico, but when the team broke up, I had to delay it in order to be able to build a new team. Now is time as I'm struggling to even walk and perform basic functions, let alone jiu-jitsu." So, there's always some drama. You had the split with, the Danaher squad split that led to B Team and New Wave. Now you got the J-Rod stuff. So there's always going to be some drama somewhere. So this channel always going to have some content. I'm always going to have some content on this channel. My other channel, I got to research and watch matches, write scripts, blah blah blah. This channel, I just open up Instagram, and the video makes itself basically. Can we see Danaher? Look at Danaher, bro. He high on some medication right there, bro. My man high on that medication. He got that good stuff. He got that good stuff. So you see people love Danaher. You guys love him. I don't think I'm ever gonna get that love. We hate you, Alec. We hate you. That's okay. I be talking on here, bro. Danny Choppa says, "Hopefully this week and last has been depressing jiu-jitsu wise, even locally for me. Hope the vibes get up as the week goes on." Yeah, let's watch a match, guys, and I think that'll be it. Was there something else I wanted to do? Sometimes I just save videos for later. I don't think I'll get to that one. Let's watch Sanji Hibeto. You guys know I watch the matches faster. Oh, it's normal.
Good idea trying to use the height